Hello everyone, this is V and we are here with the spotlight for Rome. Rome, one of the original civs in Civilization 5 and one of the weakest. Unfortunately, Rome got the short end of the stick in not just in, well, this version of Civ, I guess, but here it really doesn't get much to work with. Let's just settle in place and you will immediately notice that we have an odd start. Rome does not have any starting bias, so when everything is said and done you are just put in one of the remaining locations. Rome's ability, as you can see here, is that it adds 25% production towards buildings that already exist in the capital. So in theory this means that building stuff in your satellite cities is going to be a lot faster. Unfortunately, in reality that is not exactly true. And that is not true for several reasons. First reason is that you don't always have the building completed in the capital unless you buy it. Then when a building unlocks you will likely want to build things in the satellites at the same time as you are building it in the capital, and delaying it isn't going to actually improve the situation much. For example, if I make a new city I will want it to build a library or a workshop, and that may be at the same time that I'm still building one in Rome. So the reality of the situation is that, well, I only benefit from this once in a while. The second problem there is that oftentimes when you build a wonder you will want to build it in the capital, and when you are building wonders in the capital you are foregoing building the regular stuff. Unfortunately, again, this means that your capital often is actually behind on the regular buildings. You can often build them quickly, but it's rarely worth it. And then there is a third, possibly even greater problem, and that is that the 25% production stacks additively with the bonuses of, for example, the workshop, which gives 10%, the factory, which gives 10%. It stacks additively with the 5% from Republic. So you would think that that is bad, but it's, well, it's actually a lot worse than it sounds. So it's definitely not great, and that means that your first main ability is actually really weak. You will benefit from it throughout the game, more if you expand more, but as we know, expanding a lot since Brave New World is not really something that is easy to do, especially not on Deity. So Rome on lower difficulties is fine, because you can get those 5 or 6 cities, and then it's at least that. The 25% production will help a little, but again, it's not that good. Also, if you think about what 25% is in a 10 production city base, that's 2.5 production, knowing that trade route for production will get you 4 to 8, even 12 if it's by sea in the later stages of the game. So yeah, you're gonna get way more production from a trade route than from the passive bonus. Which, well, it's not comparable, of course, because you have to invest the trade route, but, well, if you do compare it for building up a city quickly, then the trade route is going to be way, way stronger. Combining all these restrictions means that your ability is just weak. Now, Rome has two special units. One is the Ballistae. As you can see, the Ballistae is an upgrade of the Catapult. We will look it up on Civilopedia. And you can see here that it has 8 combat strength and 10 ranged strength, and the regular stuff. So yeah, that's all not that great. It replaces the Catapult, which, as you can see here, has 8 ranged combat strength, just a little less. Unfortunately, the metagame and, well, the game in general greatly encourages us to build composite bows and just forgo the ballistas pretty much all the time. So the fact that it's slightly better than a catapult is irrelevant most of the time. Setting this up costs you a lot of mobility, and usually if you build multiples you're going to lose 2 or 3 in an assault on a decently powerful city, whereas composite bows you can usually protect. You might lose one once in a while, but they're just not that vulnerable. So the ballista, not great, but, well, if you do want to use the catapults, then they are at least a little better. The other thing they have is the Legionnaire, which is a much more powerful swordsman. It actually has, I think, 3 extra strength. So the great thing about the Legionnaire is that it can actually build roads. And I'm not sure it actually says that, but they can build roads, which means that if you build a few Legionnaires, you can just have them build your roads instead of the workers, and that is really, really good. Especially since they come at a point in the game where you might want to build the roads. So if you have iron, just build 2 or 3 of them, make them build the roads while your workers are actually building up your cities, and that bonus is, I think, just better than the production bonus for an expansive empire. Having said that, Rome just isn't strong enough to really do what it is supposed to do, and that is early expansion, just like the Roman Empire did. It's mostly the irrelevant bonuses that just fade away, and you're not gonna get a lot of mileage from them. So for me, Rome is a 3 out of 10, one of the weaker civs in the game. Better, I guess, in the hands of the AI, but it's very vanilla. It doesn't do anything really special, and what it is supposed to do is just a very ineffective strategy in general, so unfortunately not my favorite. See you next time.